was a great place to get stuck. Norfolk Island is beautiful.
It was. So yeah, and I do want to apologize to everyone for being late with getting the email and the text out to you. My intention was to do that yesterday, but we had like a few things go pear-shaped here yesterday afternoon, which took up many hours of time that we had to do for Joy. So it was just one of those things. So I do apologize for that. So we'll be intending on getting the recordings out to all of you guys and to send you out the information. So I had to quickly kind of do that this morning, but we are seeing to we did have a few issues with some people not getting the texts and the emails and stuff like that. So I'm going to put another poll question up that I'm going to ask all of you to answer. I'm going to end that poll now. So most people seem to get the texts, but yeah, there's a few people that didn't. So anyway, that's okay. So the other question that I have here, I want to find a way that's really easy to communicate with everyone. So last time, just with updates and sharing and things like that as we go through this program, because it's really important that we can sometimes put things out or share or ask questions and get answers fairly quickly. So, and get recordings out and all of that kind of thing. So we had a pop-up Facebook group last year, but the Facebook groups aren't getting very good visibility anymore. So there's a few ways that we can do it. We can use a texting service, or, we could use something like a messenger group, but then sometimes you get too many pings. Or we can use a platform like something like Telegram, which is easy for me because I can actually create a group and send you a link and you can just join the group. So I don't have to actually laboriously add you all in, which is a function that I like. And I can pin the latest recording to the top of the chat so you can always find it. So I'm going to ask people who has Telegram. So it's very similar to WhatsApp, but it does have a couple of nifty features that are much easier for running groups. So I'm just going to launch a poll and just see. So you can just answer that as we go through. So there's always a little bit of housekeeping on the first ones of these calls. But now I want to take you all through a few practical things on what it means to build to bronze. And then I want to get some input from all of you guys on where you think you're stuck, because it's often our mindset and things that are stuck, and that will help us, the diamond leaders, to be like, well, where are we really going to help and focus? And so we're going to also then set you up into some accountability groups if you don't have them already. Not everyone was able to be on this call live. So we will have to kind of do that, not just today, but we'll set you up in some accountability groups, and they're super helpful. Yes, Justin.
Also, so if you're stuck, the context of if you're challenged moving forward and how do you build this as a business, mindset is a big part of it, but also there's technical things on how do you do the job, like what does the business entail. So we would like feedback on that as well, and making sure that everyone is aware of the app, they are aware of the existing Facebook groups and the units and the documents that you're able to download and utilize as a part of your Building to Bronze program. So don't forget to tell us if you're having technical troubles. Absolutely, let us know about that as well.
So a great new thing is you can actually download files now in the Genie Go app. So they are all actually downloadable, and they're the up-to-date versions. It's very easy for me to keep things up to date into Genie Go. I can just upload a new version. I don't have to go in and change where everything is, which makes it really easy because it can become quite a big thing, right, if you're updating files. So make sure everyone has got a copy of the share guide downloaded, because this is going to be I'm going to do a question on this one soon. I hope, I want to see who's done their why and who's got that up. And then we also have this build to bronze and silver guide as well. So it's just outlining some of the key things that you're going to need to do to kind of step up to this. So I want to go through a little bit of the information now on what it means to be bronze, because I think it's important to be clear if you've got a target. And I mean, some of you your target will be more than bronze on this, but a lot of you, your target is to, kind of reach bronze as your first big step. So I want to go through that, make sure that you're all kind of clear on what that means in terms of the activity that you need to generate your business. So I put together a few slides for that, and Justin and Janine, feel free to jump in at any time if you think that I am missing anything. So as you can see here, this is just an overview of like the ASEA ranks, and bronze is the first executive rank in ASEA. So it is a really important milestone in your ASEA journey, and it's a very, very significant rank to reach with ASEA. So this is the 2019 income disclosure. So the average bronze, so this is someone who's getting paid at bronze consistently, is earning $2,040 per month. So my question to you is to get in touch with, what do you think that could mean for your life if you could be generating that kind of income on a consistent basis every month? As you know, that's the first step. What do you think that could mean for you? And if someone wants to share, if they've thought about this, if we have like a couple of people that would want to share, it would be great to hear from you of what you think.
I certainly would like to share, Nicole.
Okay, off you go, Margot. 1 minute. I'm going to set a timer.
It's very quick. I've been nursing on and off for 57 years, and the bronze income would enable me to retire from nursing. End of subject.
Awesome. I love it. Fantastic. That's really clear. I love how clear that is of what that could mean for you, Margot. Does anyone else have like something that they would like to share of what that could mean for them, that bronze income?
Hi, Nicole. Jill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Jill speaking.
Hey, Jill.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm working 6 days a week at the moment, and weekends. So for me, that would mean a lot to be able to cut back the work that I do. And my goal is to become fully self-supporting through not having to be doing what I'm presently doing. So that would be my goal.
Awesome. Fantastic. That's really awesome. Is there one more person who would like to share? Yay, Sharon.
Can I speak from somebody who has achieved that?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And, I think one of the most important things when you reach that rank is you have the ability to work on your business, not in your business. So you're always working, but you get to that point and then you're working on your business to expand it. And that's a beautiful feeling inside when you've actually got that residual income coming in that gets paid every week solidly, and you get to then work on your business. So I just like to look at it from that point of view. Every ranking allows you more free time to work on your business.
Yeah. And I love that. Like you're coming from the perspective, Sharon, of what you're sharing, of having achieved that, of the freedom that brings into your life. But when people start, a lot of them are in what, Jill and Margot shared, to get out of a pain in their life. And ASEA actually interviewed me about this, and they put a blog on ASEA Impact, because they said that they'd never heard anyone talk about the why statement and how it evolves, like the way that I did in my presentation I did for convention last year, because I talked about like when you first start it, probably it's all about you, that you need to pay bills, that you need to get out of something, and then it can evolve into a bigger thing over time. So the thing is, what this could mean for your life is, I want you to make sure that you all have your why done. I want you to make sure that it is out where you can see it every day. And if you did it a year ago, please sit down and do it again, because it does change. It doesn't need to be an exercise that takes you a lot of time. You just need to sit down and have some quiet space to do it, and you can do it very quickly. And I want you to put it up where you can see it every day and read it and think about what this could mean for you, because this is about you. It's not about like my goals, or Justin's goals, or Sharon's goals, or Janine's, or Margot's. It's about your goals. So it's really important that you have that where you can see it. If you just have it in a booklet and it's closed, you're not going to look at it all the time. So it's really important to be in touch with that. So I just also wanted to go through some of the more, tactical things of what it takes to be a consistent bronze. So the average associate ordership across ASEA is 125 PV, right? So we just based it all on that because that's what it is. So this would mean that you would need approximately 69 active associates on each leg. So we're going to teach you more about how you can find this out. And I've been promised that this is going to be updated really, really soon on the dashboard. So it'll be super easy for you to see. And so this is like to be paid at bronze every single week. Okay. So this is if you want to get paid at bronze like every week. This is approximately how many active associates that you'll need. And you'll need a minimum of 2 Director 300 legs each week as well. And this, of course, does not account for preferred customer volume, which, all of us will have. So it's probably actually going to be a bit less than that you will need because, but I like to give people, the worst case scenario rather than kind of like overpromise. But so this is kind of like just to give you an idea of the number of people to build in your team to be having like hitting this rank. This is like hitting it every week, like that you're like not missing a week of bronze, that you're bronze every single week. And there's that real consistency there. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you had a little bit of an idea around that as well, because I think that that's really important. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly run through kind of like the steps because some of you are like, just kind of starting out. Some of you have been with ASEA for a while. This is good to just refresh, these things that you have. I have to update that with Genie Go. So, you need to make sure when a new person is coming on and the skills that they need as basic. They're going to learn the basic things, ASEA business coach, do the mentor calls, know their purchase link, know when their team calls are weekly and show up to them if they want to build a business. A new person needs to make sure they're in touch with their upline who is actively building the business so that they can get support with calls and things like that. So of course, all of you on the call are going to make sure people you're personally talking to are doing that, but not everyone in your organization is doing that. I know Sharon reached out to some people in her organization she'd never met in the US, and they were like, they had no one connect with them. They didn't know anything about the support system. So she was able to connect them into that. So as your team grows, that will happen. So you're not going to register and attend an annual convention right now. So make sure that you are going to be at Envision. We are hosting a live event. I know other teams are hosting a live event where people can come and watch the online event together. And you want to make sure your new people know what the requirement is for director and aim for that in their first 14 days, then get the director bonus. And then as people are growing, they and they reach that rank, then they start to learn more things. So this is really important that you don't overwhelm people as you're growing your team, becoming like going through this Build to Bronze program. They don't need to know everything when they get started. They need to know how to be excited, how to share their story. They don't need to understand how the whole compensation plan works. They definitely don't need to learn how to present. We did a session on powerful presentations last week, which was about being powerful with your excitement and then using a tool or an expert, right? Like that is being powerful. So, just making sure that they are like getting connected, that they're in the success system and things like that, that they're organized, and, you want to get them to be regularly qualifying as director, and you want them, once they do that, to set a Director 300 advancement date. So you're going to be wanting to set these goals for yourself on the road to bronze when you're going to go Director 300, when you're going to be consistently paid at Director 300 every week, when you're going to achieve Director 700, when you want to be consistently paid at that every week. Because achieving a rank once and being paid at that consistently, there is normally a lag between those two things. And anyone who has, achieved ranks in ASEA will tell you that. Like, it's not like you get, you go bronze once and then you're bronze every week. That's not usually what happens. It normally takes a while to build that stability and have it every week. So, and the things that you're really going to be wanting to focus on for those of you who are at these low ranks is mastering your story, being powerful, being impactful, telling it in like being able to tell a 30-second story, being able to tell a 2-minute story. So we have mentor calls on this and worksheets that go with this, that's in the Genie Go app about telling your powerful testimonial. And this might not be like, a lot of people have a broad range of things that a seer has done for them, and you might just tell a little snippet of that as the curiosity bit with someone. So it's really important to practice this, and I encourage you to practice this in your accountability groups when you set them up. And then, you know, remembering that the activities are contacting, inviting, presenting, which is not you presenting, you just raise the curiosity, you get a tool or a expert to do the presentation and follow up. And then making sure everyone knew that you personally introduced them on a call or on a messenger chat. A lot of people will do that on messenger chat or text or something like that. And not many local events going on right now either. So, you know, bring your guests to the online events is what I would suggest right now. And, you know, then you want to, as I said, qualify weekly and then set your Director 700 advancement date. So you can see that you're breaking the bigger goal into littler goals. Okay. So, and then as you get going, you're going to like learn more about how to understand the reports in the virtual office, how to use the dashboard and all of these things, but you don't need to focus on them at the start. Like the most important activities: contact, inviting, presenting, following up. Of course, attending the Envision conference, which is coming up in just a few weeks, and then set your goal for bronze. So this is what I want you to kind of like all sit down and map this out this week, like your bronze goal. And then when those little goals of, if you haven't achieved Director 300 or 700 yet, or you're not getting paid at them consistently, when are those things going to happen as well? And then of course, as you rank advance and you're building to bronze, you're going to start to like learn more skills as you go through this, and you're going to be the one doing the three-way calls. You're going to become the expert. Okay, you're going to become the expert that is going to do these things, but you're not now. You don't have to be that now. Some of you already aren't. I know Sharon does a lot of three-way calls for her team already, because she's already at that rank, right? And you're going to start to recognize your team for their accomplishments. Like on our team call, we always have an opportunity for people to recognize people in their team who've done stuff, that have like sponsored someone or they've rank advanced. So that's important for you as you grow into leadership, that you're there and you're recognizing people in your team. So that's just a little bit. So the volumes for bronze is 2,000 a week on your left, 2,000 a right. But I find that breaking that into the number of people is often a lot easier for people to relate to, which is why I did that at the start. So I want you to make sure that you go to the share guide and fill in your why, which is on page, what page is that on? It's on page 7 and 8. So I want you to fill that in. No, it's not. Actually, it's on a different, I've ripped it out. That's why. Anyway, I tore it out of my copy, but it's in the share guide. So you can go and fill that in. I tore it out because obviously I had that version on the wall and I have a new version now. But yes, obviously I ripped that out.
Page 6 of the share guide.
Page 6. There you go. It's missing from mine. I tore it very neatly. It was very hard. So I must have cut it. So yeah, definitely complete your why. In the share guide is definitely something that you need to do. So do you have anything else to add to that?
Just
I just wanted to give
so over the Christmas break, I was having some reflection in life and, you know, exploring my meaning of life. You know, it's constantly changing, right? And I was reading Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl is a psychiatrist that lived through Auschwitz. He was an Austrian Jew, and he was forcibly removed by the Nazis to go to Auschwitz. All his family died. He lived through the camps for years, and he found it professionally fascinating. Sorry, Diane, I'm going to mute you there. If you can, try to keep yourself muted on these calls. It's just helpful. So anyway, he found it fascinating professionally from a psychotherapist, psychiatrist perspective to look at how humans reacted in this kind of a nightmarish environment. And one of the things he really came out of his Auschwitz experience was, if you have meaning to life, what you can endure is extraordinary. And so he said, if you know the why, then you can endure the how. And this is why we go on about find the why that makes you cry. It has got to have such an important meaning in your life that you get to endure the hard work, the hard work. which can be like when you're telling people, inviting people to come to the Zoom tonight, they're saying no. Or you invite people to come to your house for in-home or like a pop-up Facebook party or something like that. And all these people say they're going to come and they confirm, and you remind them and they say they're definitely coming, and then they don't show up. And it's like, it can be a bit heartbreaking. It can be very disappointing. It can be emotionally challenging. But if you know your why, you will continue to strive and you will succeed. Another one of the great quotes he had, which is about, without a deep a deep meaning to life, people will get distracted with pleasure. You'll turn on Facebook, you'll turn on to Netflix, you'll have a drink, you'll eat more food, you'll do whatever to distract yourself if you don't have that purpose, that deep, meaningful fulfillment that you're striving towards. And so the why is absolutely critical in any serious undertaking of your life. And for me, I started this when I was dying and bankrupt, and I had a big why, and we created a success story that is rarely equal to an ASEA, but anyone can do it. So do the work on your why. It will pay you dividends. Sometimes it's you skirt around it emotionally because it might be a bit hard to confront what's going on in your life or how your life's turned out, and when you face the fear and do it anyway, you become powerful in the face of that adversity. So really encourage you to look at your why and gain that meaningfulness and that purpose of your life. And yes, we've got a great health product that can help a lot of people with health. Yes, we've got a financial opportunity at a time when many, many millions of people around the world are going to need it. But most importantly, we have a program that is about personal and professional development to help you shine your brightest. And the vehicle of ASEA will give you the health and the financial outcome, but most importantly, it's about who you become as a part of that journey. We get paid to show up as better people every day. It's freaking awesome. And the quicker you can jump into that and grab that bull by both horns and run with that opportunity, the quicker you will get to experience the awesomeness that ASEA has to offer you. So the why counts.
And yeah, some days it's easier than others. That's for sure. For everyone, doesn't matter where you're at. So, okay, so I just did a poll here about who has their why, where they can see it every day. So we have 60%, 61% yes, and 39% no. So it's really important. It's really important. For those of you who haven't done this, maybe like I'm going to call on Julie and Sasha to share how important this is, because I'll let them tell the story, like me hassling them.
Hi, everybody. Well done on getting on this Zoom. I know that it may be a challenge for some of you, and definitely some of the stuff you're going to go through may be out of your comfort zone. I used to be coached by Justin because I knew that he and I are very similar and we love to have a good time. I was scared of being coached by Nicole because I knew she would kick my butt, and she reminded me of my swim coach. For those of you who don't know, I was an Olympic athlete back many, many moons ago. So eventually I grew up and I said, Nicole, can you coach me? And it wasn't as scary as I thought, actually. But she kept pestering me. Have you done your why? Have you done your why? Have you done your why? And I kept avoiding it. And I don't know why, whether it was because, I had to be accountable, or whether it was that I really wanted to dig deep and find out why I wanted to do things. And my why has changed over the years, and it will change for you as well, depending on what your family circumstances are like. My why used to be around my son, and now it's around me, my lifestyle, what I want for myself. So the moment that we did that, Sasha did his as well. The moment we did it, our business really started to grow. And it's something that, I'm revisiting right now, is to, getting clear on my whys, and so that I can be a lot more clearer in my mind this year as well.
Yeah, That's awesome. So you will have noticed today when I'm like, thank you so much for sharing, Julie. And I really did, like, I kept pestering. I think nagging. It would have gone to nagging. Like it was, yeah. I was like a cracked record. So
Coach doesn't nag, honey. A coach challenges.
coach challenges, right?
It's all in the language.
It's all in language. That's right. But yeah, I was like, every time I was like, have you done it yet? Is it up? Can you see it? Can you read it? So you might have thought, like, you're coming here. Aren't they going to tell me what to do? How many people to talk to? And we're like, have you done your why? I want you to put it up where you can see it every day. Like, because if you don't know why you're doing this, when you're having a bad day, how will you commit to taking action if you don't know why you're taking action?
And this is why these calls are so freaking important. Julie, I want to thank you. Just you talking then, your little share then, right? That just triggered something in me that I am struggling with disappointment today about something I have to say no to because I haven't got my life in the right place where I can say yes to it. It's a time, energy, and financial commitment that is the world desperately needs, and I want to do it, but I can't do it right now. So that started to become my why for me to achieve my goals this year so I can do it next year. And you only get those pieces of gold in the moment when you're a part of the community, when you're participating in the calls and you have the stimulus of all of us working collectively together. You know, Tyler Norton says the most powerful force on the planet and the most powerful resource and underused resource is humanity. It's us as people. What we're capable of is awesomeness. It's like, let's pull our fingers out and let's hold each other accountable and support each other, encourage each other, and let's do amazing things.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah. So it's really important. So that's why this call is like all about doing this, right? And then once you've got that done, then we can get into, you know, what you're going to be doing, your daily method of operation and all of that. But the why really does need to come first. It's really critical. So if you haven't done it yet, I want you to schedule some time to sit down and do it. It's nice to meditate before you do it or go for a walk and be calm and relaxed. Like it doesn't necessarily, when I redo mine, it takes me less than 30 minutes, but you just have to be, you know, not like frantic and trying to do lots of other things, or really just get yourself calm. And then it doesn't need to be an onerous thing that takes a lot of time. You just need to be in a calm state and grounded, and then it will be clear. Like it will come to you and you look at it every day. Yes, Justin.
Nicole's always been fantastic at goals. I struggle with it. What helps me, if you're one of those people that really is challenged to get clear on your goals and your why, I encourage you to just not spend more time on it in one sitting, but spend regular time on it. Just come back to it and revise it and frequent it, because you'll think about it in between the revision and you'll start to ponder and bring your imagination, and don't analyze it too much. Get creative, brainstorm, jot down lots of words that trigger you, that you're passionate about, and it will refine it over time. That's another great strategy.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's like, I think people overcomplicate it too, right? So I did this, someone told me to do it right when we started ASEA, and it's pretty similar to what's in the share guide. I think I added a few little more check boxes up the top there, but it's like really simple. I want to create a monthly residual income because I no longer want to stress about, right? What are you stressed out about? Because of money, right? Because a lot of people's stress comes from not having enough money. I really want to be able to, for myself, you know, I want to be able to like buy a pair of shoes every month, whatever it is, like what, you know, that would be my thing. Like I like shoes, right? And it's like, there's nothing wrong with liking something that, you know, some people see as shallow as shoes if they make you happy, right? So, or I want
an empty box again yesterday, another one.
Okay, they were gold.
It's more than one a month, honey. Come on.
They were a seasonal exclusive, honey. They were like a limited time. I had to get them before they sold out. Justin is like, yeah, I do have an out of control shoe habit, like just so everyone knows. But, you know, maybe it's you want to get a massage every week. You want to have a cleaner. Like it doesn't matter what it is. It's what you want for yourself. And it's okay to put things that are selfish in your why. I had selfish things in my why when I started. What you want for your family. And then maybe you have some things that you want to do, like contribution, charity. Maybe you're in too much like of your own crap in your own life to even think about that yet. And that's okay. That is okay. if this is like, it's not right or wrong, it's what is going to emotionally connect for you. So like literally I spent barely any time. It was on like this, like it wasn't all like nicely laid out. It was just on this like crappy bit of like A4 paper, and I wrote it all out, and I wrote my income goals, and I like stuck it on the wall, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. Like, cause I had a goal to, never done network marketing before. I had no clue, like zero clue, like zero. And I put it on the wall, and I was like, I'm going to like earn like $25,000 a month, like this was like in August, by the end of the following year, which was like no time. And I did, like, I don't know, like it just all happened because I looked at it, I read it every day, and I'm like, that is what I want. I want that. And it happened. So it's like, it's seriously magic, and you really, really need to do it, because otherwise you're like putting all this time in without that there as the foundation. It's really important. So is anyone brave to share that maybe hasn't been able to do their why? Like where do you think you're stuck? Like I had a slide at the end of these slides. It's like, what is stopping you? Like, where are you stuck in your life from achieving what you want? Megan.
Well done, Megan.
I always find I'm probably a little bit like Justin in that I really need to revisit it a lot. I hate just sitting down and being really focused on that for a length of time. But I always find that my why is really difficult to find because I have everything I need. I don't want for anything huge. Like, yeah, I'd like to stop working, but it's not, and that's great, and that's probably my biggest why. But I'm not in so much pain that I can be motivated, I suppose, every day to achieve that. And so I think that's why that can be difficult to find your why sometimes, or at least for me, is not enough pain.
So Megan, I would ask you, what do you get emotional about?
I get emotional about people being healthy, I guess, people understanding how important it is to be healthy.
So I'd dig around in there. I'd have a conversation in there. I'd ask a friend to be a sounding board, ask, someone to coach you on it, ask you some questions about that. And when I used to do the find your why to make you cry sessions with people, I'd take an hour to answer those 4 boxes, right? And I would just keep asking, and just peeling off the layers of the onion. And people would cry. That's why we called it that, because people do cry when they get real about what's important to them. So there's more to that. And when you answer, so what is it about people not valuing being healthy that makes you emotional? What is that for you?
I guess the pain, I can very easily say, I've got 2 parents upstairs at the moment who are very unhealthy, and are a lot closer to death than they should be. So, I just don't think humanity needs to be like that. They need to understand that it's not the paradigm that we need to be living in.
Yeah. How does that make you feel that is the current paradigm?
Frustrated, angry, disillusioned.
How would you like to see it?
I would like everybody to be educated, everybody to understand how easy it is to be healthy, how very, very simple it is.
And what would that look like, that education?
That would be the whole world understanding. It would be starting from very, very young.
But even starting in your suburb, how could that look?
Joyful.
Yep, but I mean actually practical, down to the earth, real world solution. How would that look like? Would that be delivered on Zoom? Would it be a local meeting? Would it be a group? Would it be in the school? Like, how would it look?
It would be all of that. It has to start from birth. It has to be delivered in the school, and it needs to be, parents need to understand what they're doing for their children. So if they've not been taught it, yes, Zoom meetings, and one-on-one, just starting the message, I guess.
Yep. And so what would your vision be when that's achieved? How will that change your world? How would that have changed your parents' situation?
That would mean I'd have my parents for longer.
Yep.
It would just make life easier for everybody.
So
And-
I want to really thank you for being coachable and being vulnerable and opening up and sharing with us what's obviously very close to your heart. And thank you for being an example to everyone else. That's what I'm talking about. I would keep asking, and I'd go deeper than what we just did with Megan, but the same sort of thing is like, why is that triggering you? What's that about? And it may be that I wish people were more healthy and valued their health more. And you might find it's actually about your relationship to your mum and dad. You know, it's about people being heard or listened to. It could be something completely different to your initial answer. And I find the big one is actually more about service to others. And yes, Nicole says in your goals, be selfish because you've got to fill your own cup. But the big whys are usually about service to others of some sort, contributing to others. You know, and that's the kind of emotion you want to get into, is like that kind of commitment. You ask the people that have been through some of the worst things in the world, you know, and soldiers through combat and all that sort of stuff, it's usually about them looking after their mates, you know, helping other people, feeling that sense of community and that unity. You want to dig into that. And Megan, can you see that the vehicle of a seer can give you the resources to empower that vision that you have?
Yeah, absolutely. I really can, and I thank Gary Samuelson a lot as well, because I've just finished his CHC course as well, and that's made things clearer for me as well.
Yeah, well, you've seen a model of how that education can roll out.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to be everything for everyone, right? You can employ a professional educator to start teaching people about that health. You know, I want us all to be, this is for everyone, to think outside the box of how you're going to realize your why. Because if you get crystal clear on that vision, it's going to be so much easier for you to start to achieve it.
Thank you, Justin. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome, Megan. I hope that's giving you all an idea of the process of digging deep, getting clear on your target, and start to take the daily actions to get to that target. And sometimes those daily actions aren't fun, but taking them every day and looking back in a year's time, 3 years, 5 years time, 10, 20 years time can be mind-blowing. You can be shocked at who you become in that process. That's the gold.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for doing that. He's really good at like doing that why exercise. So if you get stuck, reach out for help to get your why done. But you really need to do that this week. You need to make that happen and make it a priority. So, you know, some people, like, you know, Justin has said, and Megan, like, that they get like kind of stuck on it. It takes a long time. And some of you, it won't take a long time. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. It's like, I've always done mine in less than 30 minutes. So there's no right or wrong. You just need to sit down and create what resonates with you. So I'm always very fast at it. I like meditate, or I go for a walk, or I work out, or I do something, and then I just sit down and just write it, really, like, just answer those questions, like literally with dot points. And I'm like, yep, that's what I want to do. Boom. So you just need to get to the place where it resonates and it's important to you, because that's what's going to connect you. And then you need to print it out and you need to put it up and you need to look at it every day and be clear about what you're going to do with it. So we're going to finish up. I don't want to keep these, I don't want them to go longer than 45 minutes. We'll try and go 30 to 45 minutes each week, because I know a lot of people are doing this in their lunch break. So thank you for those of you who've made time in your lunch break or things like that. We will post the recording. I've put a link in the chat here. I've set up a Telegram group. It looks like there was quite a few people on Telegram. So I think that will be a really because I seem to have some text failures today, and I was like, yes, I think that'll be a really easy way. And we'll just pin the latest recording to the top of the group for the week. And I've just pinned a welcome post there with a share guide as well. So you can all just go and down there. So you should be able to get Telegram on your phone. You need to download the Telegram app on your phone, and you need to enter your phone number. So it's like WhatsApp, like where it's connected to your mobile phone number. And then you just be able to, then you'll be able to see it. And then you can get the app on your computer as well. So you can read it on your computer, but first you need to pop it on your phone. That link will take you straight to that group, and you just join it, turn on notifications, and it will just buzz you just like a text, just like when you get a text to your phone. Hey, like someone's posted an update. The other thing we'll be doing this week is we'll set up some accountability groups as well. So some of you may be in those already. So I'll just do like a poll or something to see who's in one and who's not in one. And then we'll get you into groups of like 3 or 4 accountability groups where you're going to check in with those people every day. And they're going to be kind of people at the same stage as what you are. And I know when we've run other programs that people have found that to be one of the most valuable things that they have. So, you know, and we've normally paired people up with people that they don't necessarily know. It's not you're not really going to be doing that necessarily with like your like sponsor or upline. It'll be someone that is like kind of at the same stage on their ASEA journey with you. But a lot of people have formed friendships with people from all over having those accountability groups and have found them really helpful. So we'll set those up this week. So anything else to add, anyone? Thank you everyone for being here and taking your time. I know it's a bit of kind of like setup work when we do these things. Anything else to add, Justin?
No, I'm excited to have a new app to play with.
I know, it's like
I
another
only joined
app.
Telegram last week, I think. So, yeah, so constantly changing world. Looking forward to seeing everyone shine their brightest. And your contribution and your sharing, please. You know, this is a place, a safe space for us all to support each other. So contribute, and yeah, can't wait for you to see your goals. All right, let's unmute everyone. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great week.
Thank
Thank you, Justin and Nicole. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for
Bye,
sharing,
everybody.
Megan, Sharon, Julie.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Everybody, hi, Camille.
Bye.